Well, hello darlings. It's your favorite ghoul friend, here to talk about something truly spine-chilling. Forget haunted houses and things that go bump in the night for a moment. The scariest thing these days might just be that little glowing rectangle you hold in your hand all day. That's right, your phone. It's a mirror, isn't it? You look into it and it shows you a prettier, shinier, more exciting version of your life. Our first story is about a young woman named Chloe. To her followers, she was an aspiring influencer who had built an online world of curated perfection. Every post was a sun-drenched slice of an idyllic life. Every caption a burst of infectious positivity. Chloe was meticulous about her brand, and it was working. Her follower count was climbing steadily, each new like and comment a little hit of validation. She was building a community, a digital family that adored her. Then the DMs started from a user named ShadowWatcher77. At first, they were harmless, even flattering. Love your content. You're such an inspiration. Just another voice in the chorus of admiration. Standard fan mail, right? Chloe would reply with a heart emoji, grateful for the support. But the messages grew more specific, more observant. They referenced tiny details she hadn't consciously highlighted. That blue dress really brought out your eyes today, he'd write, moments after she posted a story. Another time, I noticed you changed the painting behind your sofa. It was strange, but she figured he was just a dedicated fan, someone who never missed a post. But the tone began to shift from admiration to ownership. The compliments became critiques, then commands. You shouldn't wear that yellow top, it attracts the wrong kind of attention, one message read. Chloe felt a prickle of unease. This wasn't fan mail anymore. She blocked ShadowWatcher77. But a day later, NightGazer23 appeared with the same unnerving familiarity. The messages started coming from an endless stream of new accounts. But the tone was always the same. He was making new profiles every time she blocked him. Chloe's digital world, her happy place, was starting to feel like a cage with a million invisible eyes. One evening, trying to reclaim her sanctuary, Chloe posted a selfie from her apartment, captioning it, "Cozy night in." She tried to ignore the knot of anxiety in her stomach. Minutes later, a message from a brand new account popped up. No text, just an attachment. Her blood ran cold as she opened it. The photo was of her, in her living room, taken from her window. The reflection of streetlights warped on the glass. Then a second message appeared. It simply said, "I know, now turn around and wave." Let's move on to our next cautionary tale. This one is about a group of 4 friends: Liam, Maya, Noah, Jessica. They decided to go camping in a remote state forest. Naturally, they planned to document the entire trip on Instagram. They even created a special hashtag, #WhisperingPinesEscape. They ventured deeper into the woods, and signal grew spotty. That evening, around the campfire, Maya noticed a new account had liked all their posts. The username, "The Forest is Awake." On a campsite photo, "You picked a bad spot, the ground is hungry there." Next morning, Liam woke with a strange, angry rash on his arm. He'd filled his bottle from the creek. She uploaded, "Time to go home, #WhisperingPinesEscape." Almost instantly, "The Forest is Awake" commented, "You forgot someone." In the deep shadows behind Jessica's shoulder, a 5th figure, a gaunt, pale face partially obscured, staring directly into the camera. They escaped the forest, but the ghost, the story, and that photo all belong to the internet, haunting them forever. Our third story plunges us into the digital abyss of urban exploration, where forgotten places gain a second, sinister life online. Our protagonist is Alex, a charismatic thrill-seeker with a popular Instagram account dedicated to these decaying monuments. He wasn't just an explorer, he was a storyteller, known for his bravado and his seemingly fearless approach to places most people wouldn't dare enter after dark. But every storyteller seeks a masterpiece. For Alex, that masterpiece was the infamous Blackwood Asylum, a place with a history so dark it was a local legend. He announced it as his most ambitious exploration yet. The moment he hit go live, his viewer count exploded. The initial hour was classic Alex, navigating collapsing hallways by flashlight, showing off rusted gurneys. He even found a box of patient files, reading aloud a tragic entry about a patient who claimed the walls themselves whispered to her at night. The chat ate it up, unaware it was foreshadowing. But then, things took a turn. Against the frantic warnings in his live chat, Alex pushed open heavy double doors labeled Ward C. This was the asylum's heart of darkness, reserved for the most violent patients. The air immediately grew colder, a detail Alex noted with a nervous laugh. That's when his flashlight began to flicker erratically. The audio on the live stream, once crisp, began to crackle with an unnerving static that seemed to pulse with a strange rhythm. Through the noise, his viewers heard it first. Faint whispers, weaving in and out of the static. The chat exploded with people transcribing what they could make out. "Get out! He's one of us now. Let him stay." Alex's bravado finally shattered. His face, illuminated by the faltering light, was a mask of pure terror. He ran back to the Ward C doors, but they were now immovable. He threw his shoulder against them, the sickening thud echoing as his panicked shouts were swallowed by the growing whispers. He was trapped. Then, his flashlight gave one final stutter and died, plunging thousands of viewers into complete darkness. The video feed was gone, but the audio remained. For a few agonizing seconds, the only sounds were Alex's ragged breathing, the rhythmic static, and the whispers, now clearer than ever. Then, a new sound, a wet, dragging noise getting closer. Alex's breathing hitched, and then he let out a final, blood-curdling scream that was abruptly cut short. And then, silence. But the live stream didn't end. The screen remained pitch black, but the little red live indicator glowed defiantly in the corner. For hours, a massive, horrified audience stared at a black screen, a digital vigil for a man who had vanished before their very eyes. When authorities arrived, they found the doors to Ward C unlocked. Inside, they found Alex's phone on the dusty floor. Its battery was completely dead. There was no sign of Alex, and no sign of any struggle. Alex's Instagram account became a digital memorial. The final, chilling live stream was saved and re-uploaded thousands of times. A new legend formed around it. People claimed that if you put on headphones and turned the volume all the way up during the silent part, you could still hear the whispers. The haunting didn't stop there. The account, dormant since his disappearance, suddenly became active. New followers would receive automated welcome DMs. "Glad you're here. Welcome to the ward." It was dismissed as a morbidly clever bot, a ghost in the machine. But then, the account started going live again. Randomly, without warning, the profile would light up. For a few minutes, the screen is just black. The audio is nothing but that same rhythmic static. Then it ends. It's as if Alex is trapped in a perpetual loop, doomed to broadcast his own disappearance from a haunted asylum, forever reaching out from the darkness. Our final tale is perhaps the most tragic, a story about love, loss, and a connection that refused to be severed by death. Sarah and Ben's Instagram feed was a gallery of their perfect life, but a sudden car accident shattered that reality, leaving Sarah alone in a deafening silence. In the lonely weeks that followed, she found a painful comfort in revisiting his social media, a digital museum of a life that was gone. One evening, while numbly scrolling, her thumb froze. A new post. Impossible. The photo was simple, a blurry shot of the ceiling fan in their bedroom, but the caption was a gut punch. "Thinking of you." For a breathtaking second, hope flared in her chest. A wild, illogical belief it was a sign. But then, cold reality crashed back in. It had to be a hacker, some cruel person playing a sick game. Her hands trembled as she tried to log into his account. But each attempt was met with the same cold rejection, incorrect password. Someone had locked her out of his memory. She reported the post, the account, anything she could click, but it felt like screaming into a void. The impossible post remained, a quiet digital taunt. A week later, another photo appeared, the small Italian restaurant from their first date. Caption, "Our place." Then another, the park bench where he'd proposed, captioned, "Forever." Each post was a ghost from their shared past, a digital breadcrumb trail of their happiest moments. The photos were always slightly off, taken from odd angles, as if the photographer didn't quite know how to hold a camera, or perhaps didn't have hands. Sarah was torn between terror and a strange, heartbreaking hope. Was this Ben reaching across the veil, or was she losing her mind? Her friends offered sympathy, but their eyes suggested her grief was making her see things. They couldn't understand the chilling pull of that feed, the terrifying hope that kept her checking. She was alone with her ghost. The horrifying truth came to a head on their anniversary. Drawn by a compulsion she couldn't explain, Sarah visited Ben's grave. She spoke to the cold stone, telling him everything, about the photos, the fear, the hope she couldn't extinguish. As she knelt, her phone buzzed, a notification from his account. Her heart hammered. With shaking hands, she opened the app. The photo was of her own back, kneeling at the tombstone, taken from just a few feet away, time-stamped less than a minute ago. The caption read, "I'm right behind you." The ghost wasn't just in the machine anymore. It had followed her. Her phone was found later, screen up on the grass, the post still glowing. These stories are echoes of real-world stalking and obsession, funneled through social media. The screen is not a barrier, it's a doorway, and you never know what might be waiting on the other side, ready to step through. The stories we've explored tonight all share a common, terrifying thread. They reveal how the platforms we use to project our lives can also project our deepest fears. So, the next time you're about to post that perfect selfie or tag your location, maybe take a moment. Think about who might be watching. Be careful what you share, darlings, because you never know who or what might like it. Unpleasant dreams.